Are you ready?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Should I do a snap?
Yeah.
Take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi, take off the money phone.
Hey y'all, welcome to a brand new episode of the Quiero Mosh. Today's special guest is...
Sugar Pit. Thank you, Melina, so much for having me.
Of course, you're actually returning to the show.
Yes.
Which is insane.
Yes.
Yeah, have y'all seen our first interview?
Have you seen it, yes or no?
Have you seen it?
I've seen it. I thought it was great.
People were laughing. People were like, what is going on? And I'm like, this is like, we weren't even being sarcastic. Like, that was just the vibe.
I thought it was a great interview.
I think we did it too early, and we were just like, what are we doing here?
I did also, I just woke up also.
All the interviews that we did for this, shout out the city, by the way.
Yeah, shout out the city.
All the interviews we did for the city for that Halloween show, we all did it in the morning, and all of those interviews were just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I remember asking Angel Soar, like, what would you say your music sounds like? And they're like, oh god. And I was like, next question. Like, quickly,
yeah.
But I'm so glad to have you back on the show.
I'm excited to be here.
Can you tell me a little bit of what's happened between like the Halloween show and now?
Wow, so much. I signed a record deal, most notably.
What?
Yeah,
Stop.
I just signed a damn record deal,
No
which is
way.
insane. I signed to Atlantic Records.
Oh wait, congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you breaking the news here?
Yes, I am breaking the news right now.
Stop.
It's honestly, it's insane. It's insane. It's still sinking in for me. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's also, now, in some ways I'm discovering it's a, what do they call it? A sword, a double-edged sword. Because it's like, first off, I'm not working a job right now. I'm just like I'm just making music all the time, which is just, it's such a blessing. You know what I mean? But now there's also this added sense of pressure and that like, okay, like if I want to continue to be signed and not get dropped and like, you know, like continue my career, there's like certain, like it's not just fun and games anymore. It's like, okay, now I have to like, you know, write with kind of like,
Someone needs to like approve of it or
someone
something.
has to approve it. Yeah. And like now I sort of have like bosses in a way. Who have to approve it and are like, hey, like for instance, like I just spent like the last month writing this crazy, like kind of experimental album that's like, it's like weird and harsh and not very poppy. And I went to show it to the guys at Atlantic and they were like, ooh.
No.
Yeah, they were like, oh.
They're like, we send her offer.
Yeah, no. They're like, what is this? What are you doing here? They're like, no, you're supposed to be like the viral like guy. So there is an element of that where it's like,
you're working at your job.
Yeah, totally.
You're back to like square one. Like.
yeah, totally. But no, it's sick. I mean, I've got no complaints. It's just like it is a new world that I'm navigating. Yes.
Yeah, truly. Like I guess it is like how you said, a double-edged sword, because you really wanted it and then now you have it and then you're like,
yeah, I think that it's crazy. It's like I worked so hard and like have been dreaming of this for so long, and now it's like, okay, like you got exactly what you wanted. Now like don't fuck it up. Like it's yeah, it's awesome and stressful.
aww.
But it's also, I don't know, it's a mentality thing. Like I'm just trying not to put too much pressure on myself because that's not
healthy either. I know it's gonna like psych you out.
Yeah, totally.
But so when I first discovered you, it was through that like song. Like, what was it called? It was like you walking through Walmart.
Customer service, yeah.
I love that song, but not in like this is a great song, but it's like I understand the fucking struggle.
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
So did you really like work at Walmart and do it like on the clock?
I was not working at Walmart specifically. I think at that time I was working I was doing a bunch of different stuff. I was like valeting. I was also working at a coffee shop and I don't know, Walmart adjacent type of jobs. But
I think I remember you as a valet and someone brought like their llama or something.
Yeah, I was valeting at Sia's house. pop star Sia, who did that song, I'm gonna swing by the chandeliers.
We know who Sia is.
Okay, I didn't know when I was valeting. I had to play that song. Anyway.
You're like, oh, I know you. In front of her, you're just like, oh, okay.
But no, yeah, someone's, it was a very, someone pulled up in a Hummer with a llama at Sia's house at their Thanksgiving party.
So you were going through this and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? And then you wrote customer service, or like, is this a culmination of just years of working and we're like still have eons ahead?
Yeah, I think it was just a culmination of like, I don't know, like graduating college and then just immediately going to like, just regular jobs, and I think just kind of a feeling of like, when will this end? Like, how does this just what life is? And yeah.
This is where we're going to start, like, the radicalization of people.
Yeah.
This episode. But I think that's so insane. I think you take, like, your own, like, creative aspect of, like, your music. You're kind of like everything. You do everything for yourself, right?
Yeah, I do. I play all the instruments and I produce it. And
you, like, do all the biteable content, the music videos.
Yep.
So, like, there was a Walmart one, but there's also one... And I'm not really good with song names, but there's one where you like actually use like foam to create like the backdrop.
Yeah, I did this song called Circuit Breaker. I like spent way too much time designing this set. I like got this like spray insulation foam. My idea was to make like a giant brain, but make it flat as if it were like an Apple product. And this was like your brain extension that you could like hook your brain up to, like how you can hook up to like a bigger hard drive or something. Mm-hmm. So I spent like all this time making this spray foam piece and then like painting it. I used like 4 gallons of white paint to paint this thing, and like was building structures, and like I taped together all these like space blankets to make this shiny backdrop, and like figured a way, like was like climbing on my roof to like hang this backdrop to like make the set, and it was very
That sounds expensive.
It only cost me like $300, but it took so long to do because it was just me by myself, and it was very sloppy and DIY, but it was fun.
It sounds like those Pinterest things. You're like, I could do it, and then you're doing it.
Literally, no, it was totally that. But I have fun. I don't know, like that's kind of my vibe. That's stuff I've always done, like as a kid and as a teenager. Like just I don't know, just making stuff happen, just building stuff. Making stuff, I don't know, I like it.
Yeah.
It's all to me. It all kind of like the more I can like get into that world and expand the world like from the music is like very fun for me.
Yeah. Do the music videos come first, or are they like the same?
Usually after. I mean, it's definitely like I write the song and then I'm like okay, and then I take it from there.
You're like. Okay.
Yeah.
So now that you're on a label, do you feel like you're still gonna take like creative liberties, like to full extent with your music videos, or are you like, now I have a budget and like I'm gonna totally go for it?
I don't know. That's kind of something I'm trying to figure out. Is like, I have a lot more options now. I don't know. I honestly I don't know. To be honest with you, like I think. More than the music videos, I'm more concerned about just the like short form as opposed to like a music video. Yeah. I'm more concerned about like getting like the short form right. It's like such a game by itself. Like
what hits and what doesn't hit.
Yeah, like you don't like. Yeah, you want stuff that's gonna like pop, but I don't know. It's weird because it's also stuff like that is kind of like the only thing that can really move the needle forward for you in a lot of ways. Like, even though I'm signed to a label now, it's not like the label can just like press a button
and you go viral.
And you go viral, and your song gets a bunch of streams.
On you.
It's still basically the plan is like, okay, like I'm the label guy, and okay, Kian, like you're the artist. Here's like we can like help you out. We can give you some money to like produce like some like higher production, short form if you want, but like the plan is basically like, okay, you go viral.
They'll give you money for like the insulation foam, like.
Yeah, exactly. But they're like, it's still basically like, all right, like go. We need the streams up, so go viral. Figure out how to go viral.
Damn.
Yeah.
I like doing social media. Like my job is not necessarily to go viral. Sometimes it's just to post.
Yeah.
But most recently, like at this space, we had like a festival last week. It was like a youth fest, and they were like, "You're in charge of like working with the interns. Basically, the interns do the most of the job. You're just kind of telling them what to do." And they're high school kids. Like they're not. I told them to go film. I gave them a list. I actually gave them a shot list of what to do. They threw it out the window. Did their own TikToks. Their like TikTok handle was on it. It was inappropriate. The music they used was inappropriate. I'm like, this is unusable. And I had 2 weeks to promote like this freaking fest.
Yeah.
And I was like writing down like trendy videos they can do. We grabbed another set of interns. We went to Marachi Plaza and like we filmed all this content. Went to like Five Below for like blow up fucking balloons so they can toss to each other. It did help that like the special guest of the festival was like the guy who filmed or who was Blue Beetle. Like it's like the first like Latino superhero. He was in Cobra Kai.
Cool.
So like we had a few videos go viral.
Nice.
Partially because like he reposted 2 of them. There was one that went viral like on our own and we were like, phew. But like and we had a good turnout. But it's like, how the hell did like we pull that off in 2 weeks? And, like, managed to have people to, like, show up to this festival. But it's not easy. I was literally, like, they literally were, like, you have 2 weeks. You need to post a reel every fucking day.
Yeah.
To make it happen. Social media content is just fucking brutal.
Yeah.
And you really never know what's going to go viral and what's not.
It's such a crazy game. Yeah, like, the things that make... The qualities that make a video go viral are so, like, explainable and unpredictable sometimes. Like, I don't know.
It's so weird. And then on one of the videos that went viral was like the coconut one that like you need to splash someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so stupid.
Yeah, right.
And like all the comments were like from Brazil, and I'm like, that's not our target audience at all. Like, it's so bad. But how did you even start making music and knew you wanted to use that as like a creative outlet?
I started when I started playing drums when I was like 11 or something, and I got a cover band together with my friends in middle school, called the Banana Heads.
Banana Heads?
Yeah, I named it. And we played like Eye of the Tiger and shit. Mm-hmm. So that was like the first time I was like performing and like playing music and shit. But then I started Sugar Pit when I was like 15, 16. I was living in Illinois, and I don't know. I took a couple guitar lessons, and like I kind of got the basis. Like I learned some Nirvana songs, and like was figuring out like, okay, chord progression, like okay, and then you can do like a riff, and maybe you could like yell and do the riff and then yell, and then like okay, that's like a structure. And like I was like kind of recording in GarageBand. I'm like, okay, so then you do the yell riff and then you record it, and like okay, all right, I'm like okay,
yell riff, yell.
Yeah, which was awesome. I still loved. That's basically still what my songs are. So it's always I started in like 20, I don't know what that is, like 2013, 2014, 2015 maybe. Mm-hmm. I started just putting out shit on SoundCloud under Sugar Pit, and it's always just kind of been me in my bedroom playing all the instruments. And
were all the old like Banana Heads like
Nah, I mean that was long gone at that point.
Do they still like support you? Like
funny you ask. I just got a message on TikTok from one of the dudes that I played in the Banana Heads.
They're like, yo, let's get the band back together.
yeah. But it was crazy. It was just like, he's like, it was just crazy hearing from him.
At what point do you like move to LA?
I went to I did like audio engineering in college in Philly, and then I moved on a whim to San Francisco because I just thought, I don't know, I thought it would be fun. and it wasn't because I moved by myself without knowing anybody, and it was just like a weird year. I was like living with these kind of random roommates, and it was just weird. I don't know. So, and then I had some friends in LA, and I was like, I hate San Francisco. I've got friends in LA, so packed it all up in my pickup truck, and
you drove down here?
And I drove down here from San Francisco.
How long were you in SF?
A year.
Damn.
Year.
And you hated it the whole time?
I hated it. I hated it so bad. It's more just my circumstances. Like, it was kind of weird roommate vibes, and my job was stinky, and yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah, weird. Like that's a Raven flashbacks, like.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that year. I'm like, oh.
Damn. So you come to LA, and then you're like, I'm gonna keep doing music here. Like, how did you meet like the city? Like, how do you get acquainted in this new city?
Well, okay, so I moved with. I knew that I needed a live band. Like, so for live shows, I'll like enlist musicians to and I'll teach them the parts and everything. And so I knew that I needed a live band coming out here. So I moved here at the same time with my friend Noah Dunn, who is still playing drums in my live band right now. And so like immediately I had like a drummer, and he was so down to like get a band together. And so me and him were kind of like, okay, let's like figure out the rest of the live band. And we like got a bass player, Colton. We got a guitar player. And so that was like a big piece of the puzzle, is like, okay, I've got this live band, so I can that was like really tight. So I could start playing like really good live shows, and that was a great way to meet people. And I was also like, once I moved here, I started focusing more on like the social media, like building like a
following.
Yeah, just like doing like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put like myself first, and like build like a persona kind of.
Was that hard for you, or like did it come naturally? Or you were like, Ren's due, I gotta do it?
No, I think it was like I'd kind of been like edging there for so long, and then once I moved to LA, it's like, okay, we're in LA, like let's like send it.
Just do it, yeah.
And so it all just kind of fell into place, and then like and then I had that like the Walmart viral thing, and that was huge for me.
Yeah.
He was so huge for me. I mean, that's like part of the reason I got signed too. Like that's like
the Walmart song?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they signed me
just because of that, but it's like
that's how they found out about me.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of people found out about me, and that's like how I built like my social following a lot. So
how did it feel going viral? Like, how did you know? Like, what were you doing?
I posted it. I like filmed the video. I was like, these are pretty funny. Like, I think these are good. And then I posted them, and I was like refreshing, and I was like, oh wow, this doesn't usually get this many plays. I'm like, and then I'm like, I'm gonna put it down and like check 10 minutes later. I'm like, oh my god, wow, it's even more. I'm like, I'm gonna put it down for the night, and then I woke up and it had like 500,000 plays. I was like, ah, because before that, all my videos were like, like it's like 1,000 plays or whatever, and then. So I was like, oh my god. I'm like, Mom, I'm going viral.
That's great, sweetie.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
What, did you do anything to celebrate, or like nothing? You just like took it all in?
I was just like in my living room looking at my phone all the time.
All day on my phone. Yeah. That's awesome. I think from like an outside perspective, and even when we posted like the interview, I feel like you give off like a very like silly, like I don't really take things seriously vibe, but like sometimes even in your stories, like you could see like your whole freaking marketing plans like in a whiteboard in the background.
Yeah.
So you really do take like Sugar Pit super
seriously. Yeah, I mean, I love being silly, and that's what I like to do, but yeah, I mean, behind it there's a lot of thought and just like a lot. I care a lot about the music, and I care about songwriting, and I care about like how to deliver a message cleanly, and like how to relate to people, and how to and make I care a lot about just making good songs, and I want to go, and I want to get to the fucking top, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I care a lot, yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned like Nirvana being like one of your inspos.
Yeah, I love Nirvana. That's like one of my huge, like when I was in high school and I was like starting to write songs, I was listening to a ton of Nirvana and also like SoCal garage rock like Ty Segall or the OCs. Yeah. My mom also played me a lot of really cool music when I was a kid. Like she was like a hip kind of artsy mom, and she would play me like Flaming Lips and Talking Heads and Phoenix and shit like that. So.
Your mom paints, right?
Yeah, yes. My mother is a very talented painter. Sandy Stevens Art, if anyone wants to go buy a painting.
Yeah. Is she going to do a cover one day, like, for one of your...
I don't know about that.
I hope so.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but coming up, you have a freaking tour with Fiddler.
Yes.
I used to be the biggest fucking Fiddler fan.
Really?
I kid you not.
Yeah.
Like, all of my college years. Like, I've freaking, like... What is it? Crowd surfed in some of their shows. I don't do that anymore. But power to Fiddler though, because they're still doing freaking shows.
They're awesome. Yeah, I was definitely into them in high school as well. They were like, wow, like
literally. How does it feel?
It's fucking awesome. I'm so stoked. I mean, that's like an amazing thing about being signed is like I get to go on tour, like it. Because the financials of tour are so insane. Like, you don't really get paid anything. I mean, you get paid something, but it's
like mostly merch or some shit.
It's really a small amount. Like, if you're doing an opening slot for a band, you're not really making much money. So it's like you need a label to help with the money to make it even close to doable. So I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful just to be signed and have that like financial backing to be able to go on tour. Huge blessing. And just that Fiddler like picked me to
so they picked you? Like, how did that happen?
I mean, it's through a booking agency as well, so I think that also played a part.
Yeah.
I don't think they were necessarily
They're like we want Sugar Pit.
No, yeah, I think it was more like the booking agency was like, how about Sugar Pit? And they're like, okay.
No,
so
I'm
either
sure,
way, I'm
I'm
just
sure
so stoked.
they're super like equally stoked to have you.
Either way, I'm just stoked to do it. Yeah, I feel very
That's
blessed.
Great. Wait, I need to ask, can you name 3 Fiddler songs?
Cheap Beer is one. And they just put out a new song, Get Off My Wave.
Okay.
And I think they have another song called
I think they have another song. They should have more than 2.
No, they're awesome. I love Fiddler.
Yeah, shout out. That's incredible. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of curious to...
I love that you put me on.
Right before you go on tour with them, like, I don't know. Do you really know that? I mean, you get to know them more on tour. I'm sure you're going to hear their songs over and over again.
Yes. I will definitely know. I will know.
More than 3 by the end. That's crazy. It always, like, surprises me because I used to do, like, a lot of, like, I was merch girl for a lot of my friends' bands, too. How, like, sometimes it's like this weird thing. You can correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not a musician. But, like, this weird thing where, like, they'll share green rooms, but, like, the opening band and the main band kind of just, like, keep to their own. Is that a thing?
I would imagine that's probably how it goes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think...
I always, like, in my head... I don't know if it's just me, like, in Barbie land in my brain, but I'm like, everyone fucking gets along, and it's like, oh my god! And it's like, yeah, we totally picked you, Sugar Pit. Like,
yeah.
Hey.
I feel like it's more of like,
It's more like, fuck, no one talk to me. I'm gonna do a show in 30 minutes. Like...
yeah, I mean, I think it's also, when you're about to do a show, you don't want to be doing, like, small talk. Like, so, how did you get started? And shit like that. Like, you kind of want to get in the zone, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't gone on tour with them yet.
I'm also, like, really nosy. I'm also, like...
I'll let you once it happens. I'll come back and I'll let you know all about it.
Yeah, what do you? Is this like your first tour? Because I know you did like a small like California tour.
Yeah, I did like a little just West Coast house show tour. It was like only people's houses. And there was a fucking like python, snake. Something. Yeah, there was a huge snake controversy surrounding this.
And the people were like, "Yo, what is that snake doing there?"
Yeah, they were like, "Animal abuser, fuck you," which, I mean. I don't know. We called the snake handling company in Chico, California, and we were like, hey, we've got this idea to like bring a snake on stage, like at a show. Like, is that gonna be okay? Like, it's gonna be loud. And they're like, like snakes, I don't really hear. They're like, it's fine. They're like, we're like, are you sure? They're like, yeah, it's fine. We're like, okay. So anyway, people were pissed that I brought a snake on stage. In retrospect, I mean, I don't know, maybe not the best idea, but it's okay. The snake's okay.
Yeah, was it a vibe though? Was it a cool snake?
It was a huge it was an 80-pound python. It was like humongous.
Were you, because you were holding it and sometimes it would like, were you ever scared it would like go around your neck?
It did go around my neck.
You're like, wait, it did.
Yeah, it did. I was scared at first, and then once it was there, I was sensing from the snake that
it was a chill snake.
It was all good. It was all good.
That's so cool.
But yeah, the house show tour was amazing. Yeah, we just went up. We went to we did Chico, Portland, Eugene, Seattle. All awesome. Met so many cool people, and it was very DIY and grimy and super chaotic, but was a blast.
Yeah.
I'm super lucky to have done that.
This future tour with Fiddler will be like a more official. Is it your first official?
Yeah, it's like real venues.
Damn.
Like some of them have like balconies and shit.
Some of them have seats.
Yeah, they have seats and shit. Which I've never played anything bigger than like maybe like 300 people or so. But some of these are like 1,200 people rooms. I'm just so stoked. Yeah.
Yeah. So aside from that, is there anything else you're looking forward to?
Just trying to write music, really. Like, just trying to write really good music and just make it fucking as good as I can.
Yeah.
I'm really writing. I have been writing just so much, just alone in my room, and I just want to write something that's like amazing.
Yeah, and you just moved to Boyle Heights. So
Yeah, and I just moved to Boyle Heights. I got my own place.
So any chances of like a Boyle Heights themed? We have some really like, I don't know how to explain it, like really savage street animals here. Like there'll be a fucking rooster in the middle of the street and like you just have to wait for it to like leave, or like cats and dogs sleeping in the middle of the road.
The cats are savage here. I've noticed that.
And they run the street.
Yeah.
So any chances on a I don't know, East LA inspired track?
Could be coming. It could be coming. I been using a lot of cowbells.
Okay. Yay, cowbells.
Which I know they love in Boyle Heights.
That's interesting. Wait, I'm kind of interested in like some sort of like cumbia collabs with like Sugar Pit and what that would sound like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've always kind of been into like not specifically like I've always kind of like had a vague interest in like Afro-Cuban rhythms and shit. Like my mom put me onto Fela Kuti.
Okay.
Who is from Ghana? I don't want to fuck that up.
I like AI your response.
I really don't. I'm gonna start just talking about shit that I really don't know that much about.
No, but yeah. So you are influenced by that, or you really appreciate it?
Yeah, I love like just the rhythms and just the way that they make songs, and
yeah, I feel like you need to go to some parties in East LA.
Yeah.
And then I'm curious to see what would happen from there, like music. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Have you made like new friends since you've moved, or it's too soon to tell, or like you have friends here already?
I have friends here already, but I have made no new friends in the past, like, I don't know, 3-4 months. Because I feel like I've really just been in my room writing. Mm-hmm. And a part of me is like, oh my God, I need to keep writing. But another part of me is like, I don't know how productive it is to be like living in a vacuum like that. And like
not experience stuff to write about, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the coffee or the matcha you had today was from Picaresca.
Wow.
And they're a few blocks away in Boyle Heights. So.
You know what? I have made one friend, which is I've been going to this restaurant right by my house called Zamora Bros, which is like, it's been there like since like forever. and I always walk in, and the owner is this like older lady who always walks in, and she has such a grandma vibe, and she's like, I'll walk in, she's like, oh, you're so skinny, like, like come eat, sit down and eat, and she gives me this beautiful plate of Mexican food, and I love that.
She's your friend.
She's my friend. I love going to Zamora Bros.
You had like mole the other day, or something, and you were like, yo, this is it.
It's fire. It's fire.
Where is that?
It's on Cesar Chavez, like, and I don't know.
Okay.
Down that way.
Okay. I mean, we're on it, so yeah, just go straight down.
Yeah, for everyone watching this video, it's down that way.
I'm trying to think of what other spots. There's this other. I'm a big coffee person, so I probably know just all the coffee spots. There's one called Mex's Cafe. It's more East LA, but they have like for $2, you can freaking print a picture on top of your like drink. Mm-hmm. Check that out.
That's very exciting.
You can print like your single cover on it or something. Okay. I think that's it. I mean, now you know the BHAC. We have so much programming here. Mm-hmm. Shameless plug. And they're Paramount. Like, the Paramount has really cool shows. And they have a lot of cool bands. The last time I was here was for a cumbia band from Mexico. And they do, like, really demented cumbias. Whoa. So it's a little slowed down. They call them rebajados. Means, like, I guess simmered down. And it sounds spooky for some reason. Because as soon as you slow it down, it turns, like, really spooky. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But can you tell me what genre? Can I play you a song?
Yeah.
And you tell me what genre it is?
Okay.
I've loved this song for so long, and I'm trying to find more like it. Yeah, Supermercados. The song is called Resaca. Mm-hmm.
That's cumbia. But, so originally, I'll let it play.
The groove is so crazy to me. Like, it's so, like way swung back. This feels kind of spooky to me. Or is this regular cumbia?
So, it's actually originally from Colombia. That's where it originated from. But then it became, like, really popular, like, everywhere in Latin America. So, every region, country has their own version of it. That sounds very, like, from Argentina. So, Argentina has their version of it is you hear that the little I don't know what it's called, like the so they have a lot of like I'll send you videos.
Send me more shit like that.
They have like this, it's like those guitar pianos. And they'll do really funky, so that's their versions have a lot of like weird funky little like pew pew noises.
Yeah. Very pew pew.
Yeah. Pew pew. Please quote us on that.
Yeah.
Like, on Spotify it'll be like hear more like pew pew.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's different versions of it. So in Mexico there's a lot of subcultures. So a subculture would be like the rebajada. So they'll get like cumbias but slow them all the way down. So they sound a bit demented, but it's like a whole street culture. So they'll wear like oversized jerseys and they'll dance really weird to them.
Oh, cool.
And they'll like wear really spiky hair.
Cool. That sounds sick. You gotta send me some videos.
I know. So that's rebajadas. I'm trying to think of like other versions. Like every country has its own. There's this guy in Ecuador. He does more electronic. They sound more like alternative cumbias. He's cool too. So yeah, cumbia is like this huge umbrella.
What makes something cumbia? Like, is it what's the defining? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm. That and like the little, it's this like corn looking thing. Please don't quote me. It's like this corn looking thing, and so that too. I really love. They set up this weird percussion thing where it's like 2 drums, a cowbell, and like maybe a hi-hat, and they'll do like, they go really fucking insane with it.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then they have like their psychedelic cumbias. We can have a whole hour discussion of freaking
Go
cumbias.
on.
Their psychedelic cumbias, which is like los mirlos and stuff like that. And then the cool thing about cumbias is that there's these like heavy hitter like banger cumbias. And it's really, like, common. It's not, like, frowned upon for, like, people to, like, take those cumbias and, like, cover them in their own versions. Does that make sense?
Wait, say that again?
So there's, like, these classic tracks that are, like, original.
Standards, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And then like it's totally cool like for you to take them and make them your own version.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
like part of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
For you to like make them your own. So there'll be cumbia bands now, and they'll play a show, but all the tracks are like covers, and it's totally cool because it's like they did it psychedelic. Like we're not gonna be like boo, it's a cover band. No, it's like
it's kind of like how in reggae, like it's like kind of a standard to like cover like regular pop songs, like fucking I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. Hi. Oh, I think they're gonna need the studio really quick, but this is a good way to end it.
Yes, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, any last shout outs?
Shout out my mom. Shout out everyone in my live band. Shout out my friend Chris. Shout out Austin. And I don't know. And thank you to the universe. I'm feeling very lucky and blessed to be signed to a label right now. And wow. I'm here with Melina from TQM. We did a podcast. How are we feeling, Melina?
Pretty good. That was a great conversation.
I think it was a great podcast. Maybe one of the best podcasts